Everyone who bought a condo in 2014 lost tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars up until the year 2021. Now, if you're someone who wants to make sure you can do everything in your power to avoid this from happening to you, then tune into this video because we've got a lot to unpack. My name is Riley Nichols, founder of the Bricks Real Estate Group, and we have helped thousands of families buy, sell, and invest real estate in Calgary and the surrounding areas. Now, if you always want to know what's happening in the Calgary real estate market and become an expert on everything real estate in Calgary, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button because we release new content on a weekly basis. You can also connect with us on social media, which is down in the video description below. Now, if you stay until the end of this video, we're going to give you a secret hack that realtors use when representing clients to buy condos to make sure they're buying in a good building that is well managed and it's going to be a sound investment for the long term. So the first thing that we're going to cover today is something called special assessments, and some people might call these cash calls. Now, what a special assessment is if the building itself does not have enough money in the reserve fund, which is the pot of money that all the owners contribute to, then a special assessment will be called on the building, and each unit owner within that condominium is going to be forced to pay some sort of premium to contribute to that special assessment. Now, a special assessment typically occurs if there's not enough resources in that reserve fund to cover a large expense that needs to happen on the building. Now, a large expense for a building can be something like replacing the entire heating system or boiler system, replacing the roof of the entire building, redoing all the windows of the condominium, replacing all the plumbing because there's pinhole leaks in all of the units, redoing the building envelope because we have penetrating moisture and it's just not holding up as one might expect. These are all items that are very costly and expensive, and if there is not enough money in the reserve fund to cover such an expense, a special assessment is called, and it's the responsibility of each individual unit owner to contribute to that special assessment. Now, the way that the condo corporation determines how much each unit owner is going to pay towards this special assessment is based on something that we call a unit factor. Now, each condo dwelling in a building is going to be assigned a unit factor depending on the size and location of that condo. A larger unit will typically have a larger unit factor, such as a penthouse on the upper floor. A ground floor unit that's a studio and much smaller is going to have a smaller unit factor. Now, I'm going to give you guys a quick definition on unit factor so that this makes more sense. The unit factor identifies your portion of the joint ownership of the common property. The developer assigns a unit factor to every condominium unit when registering the condominium plan. The sum total of the unit factors for all the units in a condominium plan is 10,000. So for example, if we have 100 units with a 100 unit factor per, that would give us our grand total of 10,000. Now, obviously this is generally not the case because, like I said, it depends on the desirability and the size of the unit to determine what the unit factor is. Now, some people that bought a condo in 2013 up until 2021 could have bought a condo on a whim because it was such a hot market, and perhaps they did not know what they were getting into as far as the integrity of the condo itself or the condo corporation, and that could have resulted in special assessments, ultimately costing that person tens of thousands of dollars. The second thing that we're going to cover in this video is post-tension cables. What are they and what do you need to know? Now, in Calgary, this was a popular building method between 1970 and 1980. So you will see post-tension cables in some of those older buildings and high-rises downtown, and it is still used in construction today to a certain degree depending on the scope of work. Now, the benefits of these pillars is they allowed for a larger span, which created more options for more windows and also more open floor plans for condominiums. Now, one of the problems is these cables can start to corrode over time, and they need to be maintained on a regular basis to ensure that the structural integrity of that building is still up to par. And many buildings today are on a monitoring schedule with post-tension cables to make sure that they are always inspected and always checked to make sure the integrity and the health of the building is still in check. Now, because of this has also raised the cost of condo fees in certain buildings. And like I said in our previous point, depending on your unit factor, that is also going to dictate how much your condo fee is. And if you're in a building with post-tension cables that constantly need maintenance or repair, that is going to be directly proportionate to the amount of condo fees you're going to pay, and that could result in a special assessment down the road. Now, like I said, in that hot market in 2013 and 14, buyers were chomping at the bit to purchase all types of condo product downtown, and we were building condos at a rapid pace. Now, unknowingly, the buyer could have purchased in a building with post-tension cables and could have not been aware of these, and that could have costed that person thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars during the course of owning that condo unit. Another significant thing to be aware of with post-tension cables, especially when buying one, is certain lenders will not even provide financing on a building that has post-tension cables. And this is especially apparent if you're getting an insured mortgage, meaning you're putting down less than 20%. And some of the insurers like Sagen and CMHC, they might not actually lend on that building and insure that building with an insured mortgage. And this could actually end up costing you thousands of dollars as well, because if you fall in love with a condo and that building has post-tension cables and you are putting down less than 20%, there could be a chance that that insurer is not going to loan you the money to buy it. Now, lastly on our list is understanding the condo documents that are associated with that building and that condo corporation, and also the management company that is running that building. Now, in a hot market, sometimes we neglect to secure all of the condo documents from the condo board and actually do a thorough analysis to make sure that everything is in check and the integrity of the condo corporation is in good standing. Now, some things we want to look at are, what are the financials of this building look like? Do they have an adequate reserve fund for future expenditures on that building? What does the budget look like for the next year? What is the pet policy? I know some clients that have purchased condos in the past without us, and they didn't even know that they couldn't bring their dog into that condo, and now they're stuck with a $400,000 condo and their furry friend cannot even come along with them. Another red flag to look out for is actual organization of those condo documents. Sometimes different buildings get passed from management company to management company, and a lot of those documents can get lost in translation. And if they're not organized and up to par, it's tough to really get a gauge on what is going on in that building. Another important thing that you want to ask for if you're buying a condo or investing is something called a disclosure statement. Now, what that disclosure statement is going to tell us are things like, are there any pending lawsuits against the condo corporation that we need to be aware of? Is there adequate funds in that reserve fund to make sure that we have enough money to move forward with this building? Does this building have post-tension cables? And is there any reason to believe that there could be future special assessments or an increase in condo fees down the road? Now, this disclosure statement needs to be prepared at the time of an offer, and it does cost the seller of the condo about $150 to order this document. But this is probably one of the most important documents that you as a buyer need to be aware of if you're looking to buy or invest in a condo in Calgary. Now, if you got this far in the video, I want to give you guys the secret hack that realtors use to protect their clients if they're buying a condo. Now, I know it sounds rudimentary and easy, but you need to do a professional condo doc review. There are multiple companies in Calgary that specialize in reading these condominium documents, and they will interpret all of the financials, the bylaws, the reserve fund study, and they will prepare an accurate report to make sure that you as a consumer know exactly what you're getting into. There are hundreds of documents to read when it comes to buying a condo, and we recommend that you hire a professional. It's going to cost you anywhere between $350 to $450 to review all of the documents at hand and make sure that you are making a good purchase. One of the benefits of having a condo doc review company is there's a good chance they've already done a condo doc review on that building. Perhaps it's recent, perhaps it was years ago. At least they have a thorough understanding of that specific building, and they know the history of the building so that you as a buyer can make the right choice. Now, if you're someone who has bought or sold a condo between the years 2013 and 2021, let me know down in the comments. How was your experience? Was it good? Was it bad? Are there some things that you wish you would have known? Now, as always, if you have questions about the Calgary real estate market, whether you're buying, selling, or investing, we would love to hear from you, and you can connect with us using the link in the description below. Once again, my name is Riley Nichols, founder of the Bricks Real Estate Group. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.